Welcome back to Black Ice. We're doing another episode here. We are doing part 2 of Passport Boys. And why am I doing part 2? Because I want to dive deep down into this a little bit more and elaborate on this. I did a video about a week and a half ago about Passport Boys, and it blew up on the internet. It's a trend happening, and what Passport Boys is where I said American males, but I'm going to say westernized males or NATO. Somebody brought this up. Men that are in countries that are affiliated with NATO, that's the westernized culture mindset, where you have masculine women, boss bees, if you will. Those are the men that are going overseas to find feminine, attractive women that still want to be traditional. Now, I'm diving deep down in this because I said American men, and I should have said westernized men, but at the same time, now I want to get into men that are part of the NATO countries. So what you're seeing is a couple things, the trends here. Why is this happening? I've had a couple of women on Instagram, talk about, weak men, they're going over there, these women are oppressed, blah, 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 this and that. Well, the case and the fact of the matter is, these men are going over there because they don't want to deal with masculine women anymore. So the men no longer want to deal with masculine women in the NATO countries. So I'm going to break this down and dive deep down into this. Okay, a couple of things. One, over time, the government has destroyed the nuclear family, okay, in America. And I want to talk about America first. And the value of that is to get the American woman out there in the workforce. What does that do? That helps more individuals in the U.S. system pay taxes. Marriages were at an all-time high when the stay-at-home mom, if you will, the housewife, managed the home, run the home, took care of the kids, right? When that era was happening, there was less and less divorce, higher population, people were much happier. Then the culture movement of the feminists kicked in. They said, hey, we're women, we want equal rights. I've talked about this before. Nothing wrong with that. I agree. Let's have equal rights. But then it started getting particular about equal rights depending on the situation. So I want to break this down and how this movement happened and the men became unmasculine and the women became masculine. So after the nuclear families were dissolved and they wanted to put the women in the workforce to allow more tax revenue in the United States, the movement started, the feminist movement, which was about choice. Women wanted freedom of choice, and I'm all for that. Right? You should have freedom of choice. Then it evolved into what we call equality. And this is where the lines got blurred. Because out there in society right now, it's very bad to say, okay, women and men aren't equal. Because they're not. And that's a bad taste that people get so mad about that. And we're not belittling women. This isn't misogyny. I love women. Okay, so I'm not a misogynist. That would imply I hate something. I hate a topic. I hate women. I don't. But men and women are not equal. And newsflash, men and women will never be equal. Men will always be superior in certain things, in certain areas. And it's just the way it is. And so now you have this whole equality masculine movement with women. What it's done is it deteriorated the nuclear family. There's less and less marriages. 70% of divorces happen, the women are filing. All this stuff's happening, right? So it's created this culture of women that are raised to be with a mindset of I don't need a man. And the problem with that is now you have this opposite dynamic. You have men still being traditional, which men have always been traditional. Protector, provider, right? That's the guy's role. Take care of the house, create the income, put food on the table, go slay the dragon. Chivalry. That hasn't changed. Women have changed. Women have become more and more masculine over time. The average woman's hand grip has become stronger over time. And all these responses I get from these negative Nelly women is, oh, it's because men are abusive, men are scumbags, men do this, men do that. No. You became old and cranky and have a bad attitude. And so now it's forced the culture of men in NATO countries to go overseas. That's their option. And you get mad at them. I talked about this. Again, this is part 2. Hear me out. Why would I take the time to invest my life, my money, my passion into a masculine woman? And women can be as mad as they want to be. They can get upset. They can hate this podcast. They can talk negative. And you'll find out that most of the women that are talking negative on my comment section in Instagram are single, alone, with multiple cats, and they're going to die alone. And that's just the way it is. It's always the ones that, oh, men are this, men are douchebags, men do this, men do that. Listen, men didn't do anything. What you did is you caused this reaction. You caused this phenomenon to happen. So now if you're an average dude out in society and you're in, let's say, the UK, you're in Canada, you're in America, you're in Japan, you're in Australia, and other countries that are NATO-based, you're not going to date a woman here. You're going to go to Mexico, you're going to go to Brazil, you're going to go to Chile, you're going to go to Panama, you're going to go to Russia, right? You're going to leave and go to Africa. You're going to go to the countries where the women are still women. And this isn't the Matt Walsh, what is a woman? This is what's a feminine woman, right? And so the response that I get, oh, these women are oppressed. Well, the marriages are high. The birth rates are high. Nothing's changing. It's better for the culture, better for relationships. It's better for the women. They have stability in their marriage. They have a foundation. They have somebody taking care of them. They're taking care of the house and the kids. But for some reason, westernized culture has ingrained in the feminine mind to be like a man. And now because of it, here's your outcome. You're 30, 40 years old, watching this right now, either on an Instagram reel, TikTok, or YouTube, or Twitter. You're mad at me, and you're going to get on your keyboard or your phone, and you're going to make a comment, and you're going to talk smack. And you're the very same person that's caused this phenomenon, what we call passport boys. Men don't have to deal with it. We choose. See, I talk about this, and remember, men control access to marriage. Women, have you forgot who proposes? We don't have to propose to you anymore. In fact, men aren't proposing anymore. Marriage rates are down. What's the value? It's a zero net gain for me to marry a masculine woman. I have zero, it's a zero net gain. Look, if you peak in your 20s, mid-20s as a woman, and I peak in my 40s, because men are success objects, and I make most of my money in my 40s and 50s, and your better looks in life as a woman is in your mid-20s. Your looks start going down. Why would I, at 30 years old, 40 years old, marry a woman when I know there's a 70% chance that she's going to divorce me and I'm going to lose my net worth? It's a zero net gain. You're marrying the government. So again, back to this whole passport boy. You cannot blame men for going to these countries. You can't blame them. We have a choice. Remember? We have a choice. Remember the feminine movement was based on, the feminist movement was based on choice. You had a choice. We have a choice. So why are you hating? Why are you so mad? You're mad because it's reality check time, and the facts are, here's the outcome that you have created as a feminist. The outcome you created is you being alone, dying alone, and single the rest of your life because of your mindset and attitude. That's what happened. Hope that makes sense. Make sure you subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok, my new TikTok, and also on Twitter.